making your own tools and seeing if they work. Let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So this video is all about making your own tools and admitting when you get it wrong, I suppose. So in a previous video on this project build, I showed you how I put in the bushings into the swing arm that I had a terrible time in extracting. Okay, so I used a kind of contraption like this. I used a car coil spring compressor, and I don't think I really explained it very well, so I wanted to kind of show you how to do this. Now I gotta say, this I'm showing you as a home solution. My preferred method would be with a hydraulic press, and you can buy them for about 70 or 80 pounds for a 6-ton one. I think a 20-ton one you can get for about 120, maybe a bit more than that actually. And that'd be the best way to do it, and you get it, it's so much easier, so much better. But if you're only ever going to do this job once, then it's kind of a waste of money, isn't it? Right? But there we go, that aside. So all my videos, I kind of show you how I do things or how I overcome problems. I never want to kind of come across as showing you the way I'm showing you is the only way or is the absolute perfect way. It's just kind of a solution that I might come up with, or something that I do, whether I do it right or wrong. And also that lends itself to people in the comments offering their opinions as well, or offering their solutions. Well, nobody likes to be criticised, of course I don't, but I certainly do appreciate when people offer another solution to something or advice on how to do something, right? And hopefully I'm quite open and honest about my own limitations, which are many. There's lots of limitations, believe me. Right, so let's get back to this this bushing or bearing install, let's say on a swing arm, but you could apply this to lots of other things, let's say wheels, or I don't know, headstock bearings, whatever, this kind of thing. So a cheap alternative, I went to this kind of contraption cost me less than a tenner. I've got lots of nuts, lots of big washers, lots of smaller washers. Right, get a threaded bar, cut it to appropriate length as you want, wind on a nut one side, then a smaller washer, couple of these big facing plate washers. I got this all from a DIY shop. Okay, the bigger the better, I would say, and the thicker the better. Double them up, triple them up, because these might bend as you're tightening everything up. There goes your bearing or your bushing. There goes your receiver, let's say your swing arm. Okay, then on the other side, more facing plates or big washers, and you want these to be bigger than the bearing and bigger than the thing that you're going to put it into, so you're not damaging anything. Another washer, another couple of nuts, whatever, and away you go. And you basically tighten both ends up to push these against the bearing, against the housing, whatever it is, the swing arm, and then you're basically going to be pushing under pressure that bushing into it. So you could heat it up, maybe put the bearing into a fridge or freezer, something like that, but heat up the receiver, make sure it's all clean inside, polished up, deburred, or not necessarily deburred, but more clean up the rust or the crud that's inside it, so you're giving your best possible chance to get this pressure fit in. And that's why having something like this, a cheap alternative, can work, but it's hard work as well. That's why having a hydraulic press is so much better, of course, but this is like a cheap home fix to try and maybe get the job done for you. And this bar might bend, and you've got to make sure that it's all squared away, and just go gently and see how you go. Apply a bit more heat to the receiver if you can, and just gradually go in, and eventually it will go in. Hopefully, give it a go first of all before you start going to buy a big hydraulic press, or that you have to take it to somebody to have it done for you. I mean, there's no shame in that, of course. Go to somebody else or a garage and say, can you put these bushings into that swing arm for me? They might charge you a tenner or something, I don't know, however much it is. But look, that's the kind of thing. I wasn't too happy with the way I explained that, or when I quickly showed you, so I thought I'd quickly go and get this, and I'm going to use these for other things anyway, so it's not purely for that, but you've always got something on hand. This is almost like a wind chime, isn't it? Really annoying. So that's it. I thought I'd bring it to you. You know, it's this video is almost like an admission of, as well, that I don't always get things right as well, and that's a good thing from my point of view, because it enables people in the comments to offer their opinions or to offer how they do things, or, you know, like an old school way of doing things. So I'm really interested in always reading the comments where people say you might want to try this or try that, and I think, crikey, I've never even thought about that or never even heard about that before. So that's always really interesting for me. And as you know, I always read my comments and I always try and answer as many as I can as well. So the other thing, I suppose, there's an admission on the channel. So most of the videos that I make or have made are kind of finding quick solutions to normal problems, normal mechanical, electrical problems, I suppose, and my riding experiences and motor vlogs and all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of sharing information, or what I know, what I find, or what alternative that I find that might help you out, right, or helps me out, and then I kind of share that, right? But I realised that actually most of the work that I've done hasn't really been taxing. It hasn't really been a big thing. You know, I haven't split engines. Well, I have to look back actually on the diesel bike build, which I abandoned in the end. But I'm not sure if I showed when I split that engine apart and totally rebuilt that diesel engine. So on this bike, on this project build here, this Riehu, I know I have to split the engine apart. So I'm trying to find ways of documenting that or videoing that to show you in a chronological order, or a way that makes sense for everybody, and breaks down the individual jobs, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to try and work a way of doing that, but also I know that I have to get all the little spare parts beforehand, what I think it's going to need, like full gasket set. I could make my own gaskets, I'm sure, but I'm going to need a full gasket set. That would be much better in my eyes. But as I say, if I can't find it, which I can't right now, I definitely have to make my own ones. So there are things that I will definitely do in the future. But I've always said to myself, there's no point in me doing a big job unnecessarily or breaking an engine down unnecessarily. And I think I've mentioned that in previous videos as well, you know, in the past. You know, on my Harley, for example, you know, I'm not going to start splitting that apart when it's a perfectly running engine, all that kind of stuff. So on this bike, I know I've definitely got to do it, but I'm kind of making do with it for the next few months, and until I do it in the winter. So I'll, you know, have all this organized. So hopefully that'll be bringing something different for you again. And again, I'm sure you might have seen all these videos before. I mean, I don't think there's anything new on YouTube really, but hopefully it'll be a different way of bringing that information to you, or showing you how I do it as well. So there's one thing that is definitely a failing of mine, let's say, is that I try to be organized in the workshop, and I try to do things in a logical way, but that can stray quite quickly, and no more so in this recent build, where, you know, I was coming across problems all the time and the tools were scattered all over the place, and I'm trying to think, well, where did I put that tool, what have I done? So you lose so much time. So I'm going to try and be ultra methodical in the next one, and what I want to do is try to approach that build, or that engine rebuild, strip down and rebuild, from the point that somebody has never done this before, and showing you how to be ultra methodical about what you do. So that's why I'm going to break down each individual part of that engine build, and then you can apply the same logic to whatever engine that you're doing. Okay, so you know, get a good workshop manual, whatever, of your particular bike, of your particular engine, and then just work through the process of a process. Take loads of photos, document it, draw lots of pictures, all that kind of stuff. And I've said in a previous video, you know, some people just got lots of experience and worked on lots of engines, and they can just take that off, look at workshop manuals, and away you go. If you get like a Haynes manual or a Climber manual or whatever, sometimes you look at those manuals and you think, what have they done there? Well, that's a bit odd, how they're doing it, or they're referencing different bikes, and it all gets a bit confusing. So sometimes having the proper official workshop manual from the manufacturer, that's worth its weight in gold, because they'll break it down into its individual component parts, let's say, and that might work out to be a little bit better for you. But anyway, look, so that's coming, and hopefully again it'll be just showing you how I would do it rather than any best practice, but hopefully it's in a way that's just easier to do, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to tidy all this stuff up now, and well, finish charging the battery on that bike, and then maybe take it out for a little spin, because it's all done really. It's just ready to go. So I'm just going to get an insurance quote on it, and away I go. Right, but look, there's other videos coming, back to Harley stuff as well. I've got a couple of jobs I need to do. Then get out on the bike and well, just go and enjoy myself a little bit. Why not? Why not? Let's just get out there and enjoy yourself, if you can afford the fuel, that is. You know what I mean? Anyway, with that, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com, and hopefully more home fixes coming soon. Maybe. Ta-da!